So Mark, we're going to start off obviously at the first corner, just showing you the braking point. So you are on the brakes slightly earlier, around about half a second earlier than I am. And you just turn in a little bit later to the main part of the corner, and I get up on the curb just by basically turning in a little bit gentler but a little bit earlier. So that's the first little time loss. We're going to pause at various points just to allow your car to catch up. So I'll stop under the shadow just here. Then at the next corner, we see that I just use a bit more track. So there's a good few feet to your right that you could have moved over into, which will allow you a faster entry to this corner. And you see, actually, I'm just carrying more speed through the middle part of that fast left-hander of turn 2. So that's really one of the key time losses in this first sector. So we'll just stop here and allow your car to catch back up. And what we're going to see here is I just basically get the car turned in a fraction earlier, and that allows me just to be tighter to the inside through here. And that just leads to a slightly quicker exit on full throttle that little bit earlier than you are because of that. So just try and get the car turned in a little earlier, but still achieving the same minimum speed so you don't run over it. So down the long straight here, I noticed that you're changing up to 7th gear, and you just don't need 7th unless you're in someone's slipstream. So leave it in gear for longer and you'll have more power available. Don't use 7th. So at the braking for the hairpin here, you can see I'm actually off the brakes slightly earlier than you. So we've braked at roughly the same point, but you need to bleed off a little earlier. That'll avoid that lockup. So do the hard braking early and then come off. And you can see you're actually back on the throttle at this point because you realise you've gone a little bit slow. In the middle of that hairpin, I'm off the throttle fully for longer than you. So try and stay off the throttle to allow the car to rotate. That allows you to get to full throttle on the exit. And for this left-hander, you can see you've gone in too slow because you've got back on the power early. So try and carry more entry speed. That's one of the key themes here actually, is that you're just over-slowing the car a bit. Try and let the front downforce do some of the work. Try and really carry more entry speed and lean on the front tyres. So we'll just let your car catch back up again here at this shadow. And then on the entry to the next hairpin here, I've just got the car turned in a little bit earlier again. Similar story, carrying slightly more entry speed, but then getting to the minimum speed by the middle of the corner. But just by turning in slightly earlier as well. So the distance travelled there is a little time loss. Similar in this right-hander, I'm just a little bit tighter to the inside. So just make sure you really get to the white line there in order to take the shortest possible line. We'll just pause here at this white line just to let you catch up slightly. Okay, so turning into this right-hander, you can see I'm just a little bit earlier again using more of the curb. Catch up again here. And a similar thing to the final corner. It's just that early turn-in and using more of the inside curb. Okay, so the key themes here. In terms of line, we generally need to be in slightly early. So we generally need to just turn in a little bit earlier, not massively, but a little bit just to allow you to really get to the inside. And the biggest theme I'd say is you need to carry more entry speed in a few places. Lean on the car a bit more. So let's watch that as one full flowing lap. So on the approach to the first corner, we just brake a little bit too early, so we'll go slightly later, and we're also going to turn in a little bit earlier. Really make sure you meet up with that inside curb all the way over to the right next time, so up to the green line, and we're going to turn in without using the brakes. So I notice you're using the brakes for that second corner. We need no brakes, just a lift, and then immediately back on the throttle. Okay, for this next right-hander, we were just a fraction late turning in, so we want to just get it closer to that inside curb initially. So just force the car over to the inside, but you're not miles away, so it's only a small tweak to get that perfect. Stay in gear for longer. So you notice as soon as the red lights get to the top, you're going bang, straight up to 7th, but you don't need to. Leave it in gear for longer, use the power. Ease off the brakes at this point and get it turned in. You were focusing on over-slowing the car, we needed to roll the car in a bit more. This one, again, we want to carry more entry speed rather than trying to slow it down. So no need to slow it down that much until you're at the point where the front tyres are understeering. So you had a little bit more grip to use there. Okay, similar story here. We want to get it turned in a little bit earlier. So you see we've just gone past that point that would have allowed us to get to the inside curb. And here, not quite as bad, but just similar story. Make sure we're on the white line. Okay, we want to turn in a little bit earlier for this fast right, so you can get onto the curb here, and it should be easily flat out. You notice quite a big lift there. And this is pretty good. Not a million miles away, quite late on the throttle application on the exit though, so just make sure you get on the power really, really early on that final corner. There's a lot of downforce acting on the car there. So Mark, I hope that was useful, and thank you for watching.